Hey everyone, welcome back to Week Ahead Astrology Breakdown. I'm Matthew Oliver with Stillwater Alchemy, and I am still rocking this eye patch. Thank you to everyone who sent well wishes and saying I looked like a sexy pirate. I'll take it. So, one thing I wanted to note with the week for the astrology transits is that we're rounding out Pisces season. So, the last decan of Pisces season and the first decan of Aries season are both ruled by Mars. So, decans are a bit of a more intermediate astrology topic, but what this entails is it might feel like you're at a crossroads in your life right now or about to make a major decision. That pretty much came up in all my client consults this week, is that people are either implementing a change or they can feel like something massive is on the precipice. So if you feel like you need rest or you're anxious or you just want something to happen right away, this is par the course. Even if I'm thinking about tarot cards, this may feel like a tower moment, a judgment moment, or a death moment where you're literally, or even kind of like a phoenix rising, like the end of one astrological year, rounding out Pisces season, and starting an Aries season. It might just feel like you're moving through a lot. So please be kind to yourself. If you need extra support, please reach out. And like I said, pretty much everyone, at least that I'm interacting with, myself included, are feeling these energies. All right. So let's dive in. We're starting on March 13th, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Monday, we have the moon starting off in Sagittarius, making that square to Saturn. So we're going to start to see now with the moon in mutable signs, the mutable signs being Sagittarius, Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo. Now with Saturn also in a mutable sign, these days might have a different feel to them. I am still happy though with the moon in Sagittarius because it's going to be making that applied trine to Jupiter. So there might just be work that you know you have to do, but it might be enjoyable work. Or if your heart is in the right place, this is work that you want to do. If there are certain fears, or if you're like addicted to the work or addicted to procrastination, like I've kind of seen it on both ends. There are certain clients that are very type A that work extremely hard, and the work for them is to rest, is to allow things in and not have to push so hard. But you might be on the opposite end where now you're feeling inspired, and there might be the what ifs of what if I do all this work and it doesn't manifest the way that I wanted to, or what if I put myself out there and get embarrassed. Whatever those thoughts are, there might be a little bit of that coming through at the start of the week. So just know that if you can ground in, especially with your emotions, and do the fundamentals in terms of emotional prep, manifestation, getting yourself in the right headspace, that's going to help you significantly on Monday and Tuesday. Because when we move to Tuesday, we see that the moon in Sagittarius still getting that beautiful trine from Jupiter and now Venus as well. But the moon will be making that opposition with Mars. And I mean, silver lining, Mars is almost going to be out of Gemini in a few more weeks. So that's really nice. But this is just something that it can lead to burnout, or especially now with Mercury and the sun and Neptune making square aspects to the sun, like this is going to be a very easy day for you to get tempted. Or there might even be something from your past. Like let's say it's an old offer or an old lover or an old mindset or an old fear. Like this may come back up, which may cause you to be in your head or to be frustrated. Instead, what I would recommend is if you're feeling a certain type of way, ground back into your body, like go for a walk, ground in nature, get yourself outside, go to the gym, maybe go into a sauna or take a bath, like allow this energy to ground back in your body if you're feeling in your heads or up in the clouds or in your emotions. And sometimes you might just need to cry, like you might just be going through a lot, and a release of emotion is just what the doctor ordered, hypothetically speaking. So just know, and I feel like it's a common theme that we see with these week aheads, is that Monday and Tuesday, if you can get the groundedness in, and I mean, I would also highly recommend staying away from social media on Tuesday. Like this influx of Pisces energy is like illusion, not being able to discern what's real, what's not. Also, there could be an energy too, like we talked about this last week with this Mars square Neptune going exact this week. It's like being mad at nothing, or you think that something is going on, or projecting a fear into the future and then getting anxious about it. But if we're projecting something that's not even real, that we don't even know for sure is true, this moon square Mercury can be a good opportunity to talk things out, because Sagittarius energy can be very candid, blunt, to the point, but also using a sense of humor as well. So if you have those skill sets, or even just want to get the truth, then you're going to be able to approach a conversation with that mindset of, I don't want to assume anything. I just want to get the facts, or be open to learn more, allow my heart to be open to discover. And that can even just be with yourself, of course. But if you're confused, or if you're anxious, or if there's something that you feel is tugging at you from an emotional standpoint, this would not be the time to like watch TikTok videos and look for a tarot reading or look for a divine message. Like, actually just have that conversation instead of having your head in the ether or in the clouds and getting overwhelmed. All right. And this, I mean, this could also be a nice manifestation too. Like, I always feel, and other astrologers have a similar mindset, is that these transits, these planets have to manifest some way. So Mars in Gemini. Gemini rules the arms. We have Sagittarius ruling the legs, right? So if you just want to have like a nice workout, that way you're probably going to be a little bit sore, but in a good way. So instead of being in your head and allowing Mars to be rambunctious and cause anxiety, stress, you can use this transit, just go to the gym and have a good workout, so that Mars doesn't have a chance to cause mischief in your mind. You're just going to get a really good arm workout in, or a really good leg workout in. And this is also one of those situations where you should watch what you're doing and not be texting nonstop and looking at your phone. This would also be one of those days where maybe you just put your phone on do not disturb, and you just get to see the beauty all around you. And then that could be a nice moon square Mercury, Sun, Neptune. It's like, oh, I realize now why my emotions might be in flux, or why I'm feeling a certain type of ways, because maybe most of my energy is in a certain reality that's not even real. All right. Wednesday. This is quite nice because now we have the moon in Capricorn. I feel like this is a much grounded energy. The moon is in her third quarter moon phase. So a lot of authenticity. This is kind of what I was talking about at the start of the video, where it's likely that either a crossroads or a decision has to be made. And this pragmatic energy from the Capricorn moon will give you the tools and give you what you need to get this done, especially with the moon now co-present Pluto, and then making trines to everything in Neptune, making trines to everything in Pisces. So this can be a really great day for productivity, a really great day to just get everything sorted. If maybe you did have an emotional conversation with someone on Tuesday, now you can get everything lined up. You know what you need to do. You know what work needs to be done. Also a great day for any creatives of just kind of planning, strategizing, getting things done. I really like this energy for that. And of course, we also see now Mars making that exact square with Neptune. So this might manifest in a couple different ways for everyone. So the first thing I'd recommend is looking at your own natal chart and seeing which houses are ruled by Gemini and Pisces. That will really help you to discern where you're going to feel this energy. As I mentioned a little bit before, this Mars square Neptune can be manifesting as like getting mad at something that isn't real, getting frustrated, anxious, nervous about something, also being aware of what illusion, what fantasy, what dreams you're going through. Because again, with Mars, it can also cut through the noise. It can cut through the illusion so that it'll just be the truth. And that's why I'm thinking, because we really look to Pluto for like truth and power. So with this moon co-present Pluto, it may not be the answer you want, or it may exactly be the answer you want, but you'll know either way, I think, by the end of the week, what the right decision is, or how to proceed in a certain area of your life, or if things are in flux right now. If you want an answer, look to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as knowing that you're going to get this resolve or some truth. And that also too, like from a mental health perspective, with Mars and Gemini having had this long square with Neptune, this is going to be the final square that Mars makes. Because remember, Mars has been in Gemini since late August of 2022. So it's been a hot minute. So just know that if you're going through a turbulent time or a frustrating time or an anxious time, that's about to pass. And when we get to Thursday, we now have the Sun, Neptune, Cazimi, with the moon making that applied sextile to Mercury, Neptune, the Sun. So this is quite nice. This can be a really magical day. This can also be a day too. Look at this. We have Venus at 29 degrees of Aries. We also have the moon making a square to Jupiter. So Thursday is a very, very, very potent, energetically charged day. So I want you to use it wisely. There can be a lot that comes up. I'm sure dreams are going to be wild Wednesday and Thursday nights. So again, if you want to do work in the dream realm, making sure that you get grounded before bed, that you're asking clear questions, that you're upping your spiritual practice, because this could kind of be one of those days. I always feel personally, when you're with someone who's aligned, someone that speaks the same spiritual language, that things just happen. I was at the gym with my trainer this weekend, and usually there's like a celebrity or two that we see like once a week. And I was like, oh, like we haven't seen a celebrity in a while. Like, I wonder where they all are. And then I kid you not, like 5 minutes later, there was like another celebrity, like one of the main actors off a TV show that's filming in Toronto right now. I was like, of course, like you just speak it. And my trainer speaks the exact same language as I do. We get along very well. And so we're powerful on our own. But when we're next to someone who's also equally as powerful, maybe more powerful than us, and you both have that energy combined, it's like what you speak just rapidly comes into the universe. However, we've all had an experience with either an energy vampire, someone that isn't aligned, or maybe is a bit more negative, or just doesn't have the same mindset that you do, that it can drain your energy and you can feel exhausted afterwards. So why I'm giving this example is because Thursday can be a day where you speak something and it rapidly comes into existence. What you focus on will expand, good or bad. So if you are wanting to spend quality time with someone that you know is on your level, that's going to be amazing and blessed, have a magical day. Like this could be a day where doors open, people bless you, there can be miracles around every corner. However, you can easily get distracted with notifications and pings and other people maybe wanting to grab your attention. So I would also recommend on Thursday that you don't need to be online or connected if you have no reason to be on your phone. This could also be a really great day for spiritual healing, right? Reiki, one-on-one sessions, anything that can really shift your mind or really help you with your dreams, especially with this moon conjunct Pluto. It could be a really great day for grounding, for truth, for allowing yourself to see things for what they are. And really maybe there's no more excuses now why you wouldn't go after said dream or said goal or said belief system, right? Like Thursday is such a great day for that. And we also have the moon making a trine to Uranus. So there could be an instantaneous change or things shifting very quickly. So treat that power and energy with care. Now, Friday, we have Venus ingressing into Taurus. So this is beautiful because, of course, Venus is in one of her home signs while in Taurus. We also see that it's conjunct the North Node right away. So I would invite you to look at your natal chart, which house is ruled by Taurus, because there might be instantaneous changes around love, around beauty, around work, around pleasure. This could be really, really good. I mean, it's always going to be good, especially if you're a night chart. If you are born at night, that means that Venus is your greater benefic. If you are a Taurus or a Libra rising, that means that Venus is your chart ruler. With Venus being happy, you are going to be happy. There's a lot of good things with this energy. And now with Saturn out of a fixed sign, Venus doesn't have to contend with that square to Saturn, which is a huge blessing. It'll make things easier. Instead, it makes a sextile to Saturn. So this could be commitment, wanting to grow, wanting to put in roots. If you even just think of Venus and Taurus as planting a garden, what are you wanting to plant for the long haul? What is going to make you feel good? What are these dreams? We also see now we have the Sun, Mercury, Cazimi in Pisces. So you could be really clear thinking. This again amplifies on the energy from Thursday. And I mean, I know this is right in the morning, so the moon is going to ingress into Aquarius, but that moon conjunct Pluto at 29 degrees, like, I don't know how many more ways I can say it, but Thursday and Friday are just very energetically charged, very potent, where you can say or do things and they happen rapidly. Thursday and Friday could also be a really great day. Like if you wanted to post something on social media, like a product or a service, that could go really well. If you're an artist, let's say you want to apply to an agent or pitch your TV show or do something in that creative realm, that's a really great day. If you're writing a book or a screenplay or like a poem or just want that inspiration, Thursday and Friday would also be a great day for that. Like anything to do in this Piscean realm, like healing as well, like we talked about in terms of Reiki one-on-one, there could be massive breakthroughs. There could just be massive breakthroughs for yourself as well. But giving yourself that time, like I would, if you have the means, really be diligent with that and don't just waste it. Because when we have these energetically charged days, to just like go out and get silly at night or to just watch TV all night, if that's what you need, like if you are needing that like TLC, then take it. But watching this video, if you can give yourself Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to chill and then use Thursday and Friday to manifest, to build, to create, to dream, that is how I personally would take advantage of these transits. And Saturday, the moon is now in Aquarius. We're now in that dark moon phase, getting ready for the new moon that's going to be taking place. So just be mindful of that as well, that you might have accomplished a lot revealed a lot of things may have come to the surface. So if you need time to rest, to decompress, that's going to be good. The moon is also making that square to Uranus, so it might be a shift where it's like, okay, now I know what I have to do, but there might be a little bit of work, new boundaries, new structures, new investments to allow these energies to come to fruition. So don't get scared or don't get anxious if there might be new costs or things that come up, because that's often how this work works. When we go deeper, it's like, okay, now all these things come to the surface to be cleared, so we can go deeper and deeper and go higher and higher into the dream, into the success. Silver lining here is that we have the moon making a sextile to Jupiter. So like I said, I think this will be productive. It's like whatever does come up or whatever does need to be cleared is obviously for your highest good. And when we move into Sunday, we now have Mercury ingressing into Aries. So now it's co-present Jupiter. I personally believe a lot of things are going to be moving very quickly once we get to Aries season, which is going to be Monday, Tuesday of next week is going to be happening very soon. So if you want a little sneak peek, I would look at which house in your natal chart is ruled by Aries, because once the sun moves there, we're going to have the sun, Mercury, and Jupiter, which is going to be a vibe, a lot of things moving for everyone, but especially in that specific part of your chart. And we'll see the moon here will be meeting up with Saturn. So Sunday is literally the perfect day for self-care, especially a few hours into Sunday. The moon will be in Pisces. That's like sleepy kitty vibes. That's dreamer vibes. That's cozy vibes. Just vibes all around. Take the time that you need to rest, especially given we saw what's going on this week. You might just want to sleep all day or listen to chill music or go out for a cute brunch, whatever the vibe is for you. Now, the astrology question of the week. Last week, I talked about having planets in your first house and how that may manifest. You all seem to really enjoy that. I also got a lot of DMs or comments that it went over really well. So I'm happy to hear that. This is a follow-up question from Heather. Hey, Heather. What does it mean if you don't have any planets in the first, or not just in the first, but any of the houses that don't have a planet in them? Thank you. So that's a really great question. So if you don't have any planets in the first, then you can look at your chart ruler. So if you look at your first house, your rising sign, you'll notice that if there's nothing in the first, you want to look for that planet. So just to give a quick recap, we use traditional rulership when we look at the ruling planet of the ascendant. So for Capricorn and Aquarius risings, Saturn is your chart ruler. For Pisces and Sagittarius risings, Jupiter is your chart ruler. For Aries and Scorpio rising, Mars is your chart ruler. For Taurus and Libra, Venus is your chart ruler. For Cancer risings, the moon is your chart ruler. And for Leo risings, the sun is your chart ruler. So I actually have a really good example of this that always comes to me. And that is Jennifer Lawrence, who is a famous actress. So she is a Sagittarius rising, which means that Jupiter is her chart ruler. We see that Jupiter is in her 8th house. The 8th house speaks to other people's money, other people's resources. So of course, as an actress, she accumulates money from other people buying movies from other production houses, all the different things, right? And we also see that Jupiter here is at the 29th degree, at that aeronetic degree. So we know that her being a master, her really doing well with investments or accumulating money from other people is very, very strong, or is likely to be strong. And Jupiter is exalted in the sign of Cancer. And I Googled this as well, just because I was curious what Jennifer Lawrence's net worth is. And take a guess. 3, 2, 1. Jennifer Lawrence's net worth is $160 million. And we also see here that Venus and the sun are in the sign of Leo, which of course can speak to people that are very solar, happy, make us happy or inspired. The 9th house also speaks to storytelling, editing. And I often find that when people have 9th or 5th house energy, that it can lend itself well to acting, performing, writing. So she has Venus making a trine to the ascendant, and she's a Leo sun. So that's just like a little side tangent, but just seeing how, and this is a very clear example how that could work. And to go for the second part of that question, we can just use Jennifer's chart for this as well. So if you don't have planets in certain houses, I just like to call them open houses, so that means that that part of your life per se doesn't have a direct influence from a planet. But we can see here that the 11th house, traditionally known as the house of good spirit, is empty in Jennifer's chart. I'm sure she has many beautiful blessings in her life, lots of friends, lots of blessings. Libra is the ruler of her 11th house. So Libra is ruled by Venus. So we'd look here and say, okay, so the ruler of her 11th is in the 9th, making trine to the ascendant. So we would see that her hopes and dreams might be related to international travel, higher learning, wanting to educate people, being educated herself, storytelling, editing, producing. Like these are all things that are likely to be tied with her house of good spirit or what brings her greater blessings, which of course we know to be true. So this just goes for everyone that if you don't have any planets in certain houses, it's not good or bad. It just means that you can look to the ruling planet of that house to see where it is for greater in-depth knowledge. And what I like to say as well is that if there's transits going through a certain house in your natal chart that's empty, the effects of that are just that much more obvious. So let's just say you don't have any planets in Pisces or Aries, then right now you can look at that house and see it's like, okay, there's currently 4 planets in Pisces. We also right now have Venus and Jupiter in Aries. So how are those planets' influence affecting that part of your life? Sometimes it's very obvious, sometimes it's very obscure. Like this is a quick example. So Aries rules my 4th house. That can talk about home, dwelling, parents, family. And just recently my condo put in like brand new carpeting that looks really good, really expensive. And I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of like a Venus in the 4th. So it's like, it doesn't really affect my immediate home, but my condo building, I like use the elevators pretty much every day. I'm in the lobby pretty much every day. And now it looks really good. It feels really good. I was like, tee like that's such a fun example of Venus in the 4th. I think sometimes when we have like benefics in certain houses, we expect it to manifest directly for us. But if we're talking about the 4th house, that could also be blessings for your parents or for your family. So depending on your family dynamic, if your parents are doing well, that would benefit you. Same thing with the 7th house, right? If there's a beautiful transit going through the 7th, it may benefit you, but it also may benefit your clients or your partner or your relationship. So once you get a deeper knowledge of the houses, then you can really see how these planets will influence them in transit. And then, of course, if you do have planets in those houses, then they just get to marry and it's a further understanding. So I know I kind of went on a bit of a tangent there, but I like talking about these things. So to recap, if you don't have any planets in the 1st house, look for where your chart ruler is. Look to see what house it's in. That'll give you a deeper understanding of how that's going to affect you wholly as a person. And then if you don't have planets in certain houses in your chart, that's okay. Again, you can use the same principle of looking to which planet rules that sign that rules over that house. And then that can give you an idea of how those influences will affect that house. And then, of course, you can just do this for life. But if you don't have planets in a certain house in your natal chart, when we do have planets transiting that house, and an easy example is the moon and the sun, because the moon will be in every house in your natal chart once a month, and then the sun will be there for 30 days approximately once every year, right? So then you can start to see those themes more viscerally throughout the year and then acquire more knowledge of how these transits can benefit you for life. All right, so let me know if there's any follow-up questions to that. Otherwise, have a beautiful week ahead. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.